coming to you live from the Salad and Fries studio. With me, your host, Cintron, and my special guest. Hey, folks! Oh my gosh, it's another week of Salad and Fries. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us each week here, either on Facebook Land or YouTube World. I kind of like when y'all in like YouTube World because like YouTube World, I get the comments quicker than Facebook World. I don't know what the deal is with Facebook World. We got to get Facebook World together. But Facebook World is great. Hey, everybody in Facebook Land, everybody in YouTube Land. Tonight is a very special show. We're going to get to the show in a moment. However, with a lot of things that's going on in the media right now, I just want to make sure that everyone understands the importance of your mental well-being and doing self-checks and reaching out to people and actually having a conversation with the recent suicides or things that's been transpiring over the last 24 months. I just found it is important to open today's show with letting people know that there are people that are here to help, to listen. Please do not feel that you are alone in the world. If you do feel you are alone, I ask that you please reach out to a mental well-being specialists. Don't feel like you are divulging information that is personal and private. The information is between you and that person. But my biggest request is to know that you are loved, that people love you. Suicide is not the answer. So if you are having those dark days, those dark moments, take a moment, step away. Life is short and precious. Love yourself. Reach out to a health professional. They'll be glad to help you. Toward the end of the show, I will have the phone number for the National Suicide Hotline. Now, in the event you need to feel you want to speak to a person privately from your home, you can do so by calling the National Suicide Hotline. That's going to show up at the end of the show. But I ask that you each week tune in to Salad and Fries because here, this is your family. We are your community. You can ask questions. You can even send me comments or even send me requests via our website at salad-n-fries.com. If there's something you want to talk about, even if it's something dealing with mental health, if it's dealing with your mental well-being, go ahead, send us a note. I prefer you to talk to us than to end it all because people love you. People are out here for you. I love you, Salad and Fries family. We got you. So let's get into the next show. I am so excited. Oh, before I forget, don't forget to like and subscribe below. There should be a like button somewhere on YouTube. This is for if you're on YouTube, you should be able to like and subscribe. However, you can always go to salad-n-fries.com. You can like us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to us for YouTube via salad-fries. salad-n-fries.com. It's at the bottom of the screen. It's scrolling through. So you can go to that website. You can click on all of the hyperlinks. It'll take you to our show page. And you can like us and follow us each week. Our goal is to have a fresh new live show every Monday at 7 p.m. So please make sure you share with your friends and your family to make sure you are tuning in because you do not want to miss Salad and Fries. Next month is February. That's going to be Black History Month. We're going to highlight a few accomplishments during Black History Month. We're going to have some special guests on. I just cannot wait. February 7th, I believe, we're going to have the Queen herself, Queen April Crawley on. You do not want to miss that one. April's going to share about her and her blended family. You're going to love it. Next week on January 31st, we're going to have none other than Dr. Kendra Ham. She is an author, and I cannot wait till you all see her in action next week. However, this week, we have Mr. LaMo'r Wilson, who's a native of Hopkins, South Carolina, and the eldest of two children to Vessel and Rosa Wilson, the founders of Cakes LaMo'r Bakery. After leaving corporate America, Lamar is now the new owner of Cakes LaMo'r Bakery and ready to take the legacy further. Everybody, please give a round of applause for Lamar. We're going to bring him on.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
How are you, my friend?
I'm great. How are you?
Listen, I'm here. I'm pushing. I'm just glad that you're
Listen, we
here.
got to keep pushing. Thank you.
Today it hit me. I was like, it's the universe just coordinated this interview so perfectly. I mean,
Okay.
although I've already given away like a big surprise in your bio, it's just coordinated so perfectly with everything that transpired this weekend. But we'll get into that with the bakery part because I want the
Please
people
let me
to
know.
when by the end of this interview, you guys will see this interview was just it was just divinely planned. I didn't know what was going on this weekend or what was going on with your career. And yes. So how you feeling?
Excited. I'm great, man. I am great. I am happy. I am elated. It's just been so much good things going on. So I'm happy.
That's what I'm talking about. We got to give a shout out to a few of the people who have tuned in. Hey, Walter. Listen,
Hey.
Walter is the man. Miranda is on. Latasha Myers. Hey, fam.
Hey, Latasha. What's going on?
G-Town representing. I'm just
waiting.
saying.
Right. Come on through.
Come on through. So if you're ready, let's jump into it.
Let's go.
You got it. I know you got it. Don't worry. It's just like we having dinner, with a cup in my hand.
Absolutely.
Let me be clear. My cup tonight is clean because my liver said.
Well, you know me. I just decided to go ahead and just stick with water.
My liver was like, "You taking a break? You taking a break
today?"
So we just have some water. We're not gonna say what type of water. I forgot to put my phone on do not disturb because I be throwing my mama under the bus. But y'all, let me tell y'all, my mom will text or call and be like, "Baby, you doing your show?" "Yes, ma'am."
Yes.
But why she won't come on the show is the problem.
That's a mess. We want to hear from her.
Listen, I want her to come on, but you know how they are. They don't.
I get it.
They don't want to come on.
Ain't happening. Don't put me on your book face. What?
But why would we be a whole hoop together, me and my mama?
I'm telling you, I'll be there front row.
Well, she's turning 65 this year, so
and she looks amazing.
Okay, listen, that's called no stress, honey. No stress.
Listen.
Now let's talk about my mom. Let's talk about your parents, because your parents, listen, especially your mom. Come on, mama.
They're so cute.
Listen, I saw a picture you posted today, and I said, "Push through."
Yeah, they're cute. They're a cute little couple. They did all right.
Now they did all right. Oh, Latasha said, "Stop telling Jackie B." Listen, I'm mad everybody know my mama. Well, we're gonna hop into this, and we're gonna experience you first, and then we're gonna get into Cakes LaMo'r Bakery. Because we're going to need, by the end of the show, for everyone to be ordering. I don't care where you are in the world, because we about to make this a global phenomenon.
We got to get it out there, man. It's going to happen.
It's already happening. It's not going to happen. It's already happening.
You're right. We're in it.
It's already in it. Listen, the man himself, Dwayne Queen, is in the room.
Hey, friend. Listen. Oh, I love you too.
I told him he's so fabulous. I got to be like him when I grow up.
I know he big time.
Listen, and don't be liking to accept it, but know he is like the king of media. But listen, here go. I'm gonna have him on here one day. I'm gonna have a little panel, because that one be dropping the knowledge. So, somebody said, "Let me recommend this." Somebody, see, they already shouting you out. Joyce Jackson.
Hey, that's my bestest boo. What's up, girl?
She done shout y'all out already. Let me recommend the strawberry pound
cake is busting.
And see, that's what we need to talk about later. You need to go through all the stuff I need to. I'm just saying. We're gonna hop on into it. You ready?
Let's go. I'm ready.
All right, let's go. All right, so we're gonna first question, sir. 5 years ago, what were you doing, and where did you see yourself at that point evolving to in the next 5 to 10 years? Did that make sense?
It did. So I was living in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was working for a pharmaceutical representative company in event planning for the company. So living in Charlotte, it was great. I had a great time in Charlotte. So at the time, I was basically on a path of what I thought was become a career executive assistant, or at some point working in as a manager in internal medicine or pediatric oncology or something, running a facility. So that's what I felt like my path was going to be, because I had worked in internal medicine, worked in peds oncology for a little while, worked in hospital IT. So I'd done quite a few things in the medical field from an admin perspective. So that's what I thought I was going to be, just be a career executive assistant, travel, move a couple places, and then chill out.
What we always be
So
planning
not
to
what
be.
has. That's not how this is going.
But you know, now I will say I learned this in my mid-20s, maybe. So what's her name? Dr. Maya Angelou did an interview, and she said that words, that's how she's like, words
All right.
have meaning and weight, and words are life. Like what you speak is gonna happen.
It's what's happened. Yep.
At church here in Atlanta, we were always taught to manifest like what we want. And it's so crazy that when we are speaking what we feel we want and need for our life, and we get it, we be like, I want this, but why are you taking away this?
Right.
I be telling the kids, listen, although you're being specific, you got to be ready for what you're asking for.
Exactly, because like what we ask for is not always the way it's gonna, it'll come, but it doesn't tell you the path on how it's gonna get there.
That part. We see the beginning and we see the end, but most of the time we don't know what's going on.
It's them steps in between that jack you up.
You know what? Don't start me right now. So in that chapter, 5 years ago, so in that chapter of your life, what was the lesson you feel is impacting the choices you're making today? So like at that time, what do you see happen then that's actually impacting how you're moving now?
I realized that I operate in a lot of control. And now I'm learning to just relinquish and let things happen, let things manifest. I feel like holding on to control, I felt like I always knew what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go. I wanted to work at this company, I wanted to work with this person. And now I'm in a place of just letting things happen. And things are organically happening that are beyond my wildest dreams. So for me then, definitely a control freak, anxious, always want to know what's next, and always being busy and moving. And now I'm learning to just kind of chill out and let God do whatever is going to happen.
So do you attribute, I'm asking a closed-ended question and I should be up in the open-ended, but it's okay. So do you attribute how you're making your decisions? Do you think your age hit it, your 20s versus your 30s?
I do. I know for a fact that I operate at another level of maturity that I have never nothing hijack you. Operate in another level of maturity that I've never operated in before. The clarity, the patience. This is not who I was then. The transparency, the openness. Like I am such a different guy, but I am in love with who I'm becoming.
Oh yes, you better say I'm in love with who I'm becoming.
It's
That's gonna be your next book.
Okay. Becoming vessel.
There you go. Come on, Dwayne. Dwayne said that thing will hijack you. You better know. Watch what y'all saying, because it will hijack you. That manifested. When you manifest it, baby.
Listen,
you will learn real quick. So, what do you feel changed in your universe that you feel initiated the current season of your life? Like that transition, what do you think created that transition? What did you say? What did you do that created that to happen?
I don't really believe that things changed until I got ready to move back to South Carolina.
Okay.
So I left Charlotte, was living in DC, in the DMV, living in Arlington, Virginia, Alexandria, Virginia, and was there 2.5 years. So I think that transition kind of started where I am now. It was just And I really just think it was things were meant to happen the way that they were. I believe that there was a part of me that was kind of um, running from the impact of what's happening with my family's business. Um, so running from it for years, always loved it, always supported. And I know we're getting into the bakery stuff later, but
No, no, no. You
it's
good.
like
Speak on it.
this. Yeah, it like I believe it's something that I was always supposed to be a part of at some point in my life. So I think that because of the transitions of Charlotte to the DMV and then back here was just kind of the way it needed to be.
Okay. What like so okay, so help me understand because you said
Okay.
something, and this goes back to what I said before we
Uh-oh.
came on live. You gonna say something that gonna make me hit another question. So you were saying that
Oh my
you felt
God.
like you were avoiding or running away from it. Um, why do you feel you were running away from being a part of the family business? Like, what was it about it that made you be like, nope, 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 and now yes?
Um, crazy thing, like my parents started our business out of our homes. Like I was in middle school when we started, and it was just like watching them and seeing them get up as early as they did every day. Like literally, I'd wake up in the morning, and we got up early to catch the bus to go to school. Living down there, you had to
Walking
get up
in
early.
the country.
Listen, in the cold, had to get up early, baby. So, but watching them get up early in the morning, I go to school and I come back home and they're still up baking. And then like that was a lot. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that. Let me go um, work in corporate America, make X amount of money, take care of mom and daddy, make sure they're good so they don't have to work so hard. So I wanted to do it my way
Okay. Okay.
rather than, yeah.
How do you feel? So, growing up in that environment, you're seeing that that's one thing that impacted your decision. But I know
Mhm.
sometimes we are in environments and we're like, okay, I don't want to do this because of XYZ. In your case, it's
Right.
because of your parents. But was there anything else outside of that that made you want to go explore other opportunities? Was it, okay, I don't see the money. Was it media? Was it friends? Was it, I don't know. Was there anything else outside of what you experienced growing up in your home that impacted your decision to go explore other things?
So I've always been, I guess, extremely organized or very tidy, great with writing, great with words. So I knew that like I've always had this organization about myself or
Mhm.
so I felt like that's what I was supposed to do. So, being a secretary or running the front desk or running an office was what my dream was outside of, at the time I was heavily involved in music and church. So outside of singing, then that was my thing.
Okay.
That was my thing.
Now he go. Now we left that part out because the kids don't. A lot of the kids don't. The kids
We're
don't
not doing
know.
that.
The kids. He go. We gotta flash back real quick before we keep going on this list.
Oh my
The
God,
kids.
don't do that.
The kids don't know. What was it? What were you in? Elementary school or middle school? When didn't you do Showtime at the Apollo one time?
I did. I was in eighth
Ah,
grade.
they wasn't ready.
I was in the eighth grade when that happened.
How was that
Yeah.
experience? Because we got a flashback. We got a
All
flashback.
right.
So
you know, I
everybody, go ahead.
I was super young. Like I remember it though. I remember me and my parents and my grandmother and the lady that was kind of representing me at the time. I forget her name, but I remember us like driving and traveling. Super fun experience. It's like I can almost in this moment remember the smell of the Apollo and like touching touching the wood. Crazy experience though. New York in that time was a mess.
Let's
And
be
coming
clear.
from
Harlem
Hopkins, South
at that time.
Carolina, we wasn't used to no stuff like that, baby. We was down there scared and praying to get back.
Listen, Harlem then and Harlem now not the
Baby,
same, but
it's
that same area
listen,
will get you right
scared.
together.
Scared. But it was great, man. That time of my life was amazing. It was great.
Do you think your younger experiences or things from childhood, how do you think they're impacting how you move now as an adult?
Oh man. Um, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to them. We'll keep on sliding.
Yeah,
Listen,
we'll
I
come back
told
to
you,
that.
I'll be like,
Yeah,
now tell me about tell me about a time. Let's start over from childhood.
Not today.
Not
Not
today.
today.
So, okay. This one is
But yes, childhood does impact like who I am today. The choices, the traumas, the um, so many things. Yeah.
which leads to the next
So
question
it's
because the choices
yes,
and
let's
the
go.
trauma, how with the transition from Charlotte, DC, back to South Carolina, that will do a lot to a person. Because I know for
Yeah.
me, going from South Carolina, come on, I'm so mad at Brian. Brian said, not Cintron giving
So a star
star method.
method. Okay.
Listen, before let me take a time out. You can't take Brian Ely nowhere. Let's be clear. You can't because you will cut up the entire time.
Anytime.
Okay. He is a whole
He is a hoot.
in
He is a hoot.
himself.
Listen, a good time. He is
You
a good time.
cannot. We go, I'm gonna have to take him off the comment box because I know
Look at Dwayne. Come on,
you
so you
won't
won't
get
get me on today. Ooh, I hate that.
okay.
When I say I hate that on today, you won't get
Listen,
me on today. No,
Dwayne,
it's just today.
just today. So okay, so going to because I know the transition from going abroad to coming back home is a lot. Because for
Yeah.
me, when I left the country and I went to Australia and I made a decision to come back home, that thing hurt me because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna feel like such a failure because I'm going back
Oh my
home.
God.
Like I've left, and it was this big to do with me leaving to go to the other part of the world. It's like now you're coming back so unexpectedly. How are people gonna judge me? Like it's a lot mentally. So how was your mental and spiritual well-being impacted with the decision to transition back to South Carolina?
Honestly, that's been hard. When I left Charlotte, lost my job, um, had a couple jobs before I moved to DC. Started praying like I want to live in Arlington, I want to work in Arlington. God gave me the job in Arlington, moved, lived there, loved it, great. Then right when the pandemic started, I lost my job again.
Mhm.
So at that point, it was like, yeah, I could easily go find another job, but I was living in DC and in the DMV or whatever, but I wasn't really happy.
Mhm.
Um, so moving back to South Carolina, it was like, okay, as soon as I lost my job, it was like ideas started coming about, well, I could do this with the bakery. And I know that my family has just been in transition from losing the first company.
Mhm.
So we can do this and we can do that. And it's like ideas started happening. So I just kind of jumped back in and didn't really take time to think about and consider how much of an impact those last several years had been on me. So it's been hard. You talked about touching on being a failure. I'm like, I've worked this place and I've made X amount of money and I've done this and I've done that. And now at the age of almost 40, I'm moving back home to South Carolina. And nobody in a million years could ever tell me because I said I wasn't coming back here, you know.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
now it's happening. And it affects your mental, it affects your emotions. Because I had not lived in Columbia in like 11 years. So my friendship
She ain't the
circles,
same.
friendship circles have changed. So many things have changed. I kind of lived and had been in a different life before moving back. So it's been a tough transition a little bit.
I mean, now I will say, and everybody, my friends, my circle, Jackie Shiver will tell you, Cintron knows everything about working, investing, and losing.
Right.
Working, investing, and losing. And the losing part in my 20s and my 30s, I processed as it was me being a failure because that is what society tells you
Right.
that
Right.
if you can't keep a job, it's you. You're the problem, you're
Right.
an issue. When in reality, it was just us, the universe manifesting what we've been praying for or asking for. It's that in between that literally just it
It's so
builds.
crazy. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say what you're about to say.
So like I just believe that when we look at situations like for me, when I look back at, living in Charlotte, lost a job, moved to the DMV, lost a job. I really believe now that I look back that God and the universe was shaking things up because that's not what my path was supposed to be. I
Right.
remember very clearly when I lost my job in Charlotte, sitting in my house, I didn't know what I was going to do. And one of my best friends, Dre, who lives in Atlanta, he said to me, "Why don't you open up one of your family bakery here in Charlotte?" And so, because I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And then, move away, going to DC, going to the DMV. I'm gonna live and I'll visit back home and lost a job again. So then it brought me back and look at where look at where I am. So yeah, I think God shakes things up, and
Mhm.
what we think is supposed to be our path is not necessarily the way it's supposed to be. So losing jobs and sometimes like that, things like that, it's not your fault. It's not that you failed. It could be that that's just not your season to be where you are at that moment.
But when you were in those seasons, or when you in those particular seasons, we go through them, in my opinion, for a reason. We're there to
Right.
gain information, or we're there to gain an experience, or have some character building opportunities, as I like to say it,
Absolutely.
that helps shape and prune us into who we're supposed to be able to handle the mantle that's going to be placed on us later in life. So
Right.
it took me getting to this place in life to reflect on my 20s and my 30s. And I'm now able to say, oh my gosh, I learned
Yeah.
A, B, C, and D in each of
Yeah.
those chapters, and I
Yeah.
use it now. Like this
Yeah.
show would not be possible had I not had several experiences in the past. My
I get it.
manager that I had when I was working in DC, I was an admin. Baby, being an admin, that broke me. That broke my spirit. I
I
used to get
loved
off.
it.
That broke my spirit because I said, "How do you go from managing operations to being an admin?" What? I was an admin, but
Right.
it was destined for me to work with the gentleman that I worked with, and I spoke about him before on our previous show. I worked with Victor and I just learned a lot. It's because of Victor, I'm able to produce this show the way I'm producing it now. And I haven't worked with him since like 2011.
I
But
get it.
he's
I
like, you
totally
need
get it.
this, you need that. It was relationships that I was
Right.
acquiring in those chapters. It was education that I was acquiring in those chapters to help me be who I am today. So, what was or is a personal challenge you faced or facing as a result of your transition, if you feel comfortable talking?
Uh, I do. A personal challenge is for me finding balance right
Okay.
now. Yeah, finding balance because move back, working a lot, learning the family business, learning recipes, trying to learn. Like I'm not a baker, I don't decorate cakes. I'm learning. So like taking in all of that, wanting to be perfect, wanting to get it just like my mom did. Taking that in, moving back. My parents are still young, but watching them age and now they're getting a little bit older. Moved back and my dad started having some health challenges, so he's had a couple strokes. So kind of being there for him. So yeah, it's been a lot to kind of take in.
Okay. But it's coming. And I get
Yeah,
the balance part. It's a lot. It's a lot.
it is.
Every transition is a lot. And a lot of people
Yeah.
feel you said something that I meant to speak about. When
Hmm.
you initially moved back, you immediately jumped into the business because
Right.
what you were, and I'm not the therapist, but I would do that. I would
Yep.
immediately jump back in and do stuff
Yep.
because what I was doing was trying to keep all my
Didn't take
hamsters
time to process. Yep. Baby, listen, and
staying
I'm an
busy.
overthinker anyway.
Keep them
So
hamsters
yeah,
running
this
so they
this
don't
head
see.
this head was just spinning. Yeah,
But
so my whole world has changed. So let me jump back in. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me just hurry up and find something to do, and not adequately taking the time to really take time and sit and process wow, my life has totally changed. I'm in a different space, and take time to settle. Didn't do that. Jump right in. So there were days that like mentally I really struggled. There have
Mhm.
been many days that I've cried trying to figure out like what is happening? Like why am I back here? Like what is the meaning? What is nobody could tell me this is going to happen, but here I am. So how do I now deal with the thoughts and the anxiety of what was and knowing that I'm changing? How does it's a war, you know, but knowing that you're getting closer to where you're supposed to be, because
Mhm.
everything that I've been through those last several years, every job that I've had, I'm now able to look back in at certain instances and certain jobs and certain employers and certain managers where I'm able to take some of those key things and
Mhm.
utilize now in my business. So it had to happen then so that it can manifest
Come on, listen. Come
now.
on.
Shut
That
up.
is but see, this is why I wanted you to come on, because people admire you. You're more admired and loved than you may recognize or know. And I just felt like, even when we had dinner, I was like, I need him to share his story with
Wow.
people, because you just don't understand how the simple things that we think are simple are what some others are dealing with, that are major problems. Like,
You're right.
you and I approach things, we have our issues that we're dealing with, but I've learned when we're sharing with others, I'm actually helping someone and I'm helping myself.
Right.
So I'm just gonna say we're gonna keep it rolling, but make sure you keep on what is.
Let's keep it rolling.
Listen, we got the lady herself on watching the show, Lady Michelle Gilmore.
Hey, Michelle Gilmore.
Listen, don't start me on Michelle,
I love
baby.
you. That's my baby. I love
It,
her.
Michelle said it had to happen then so it can manifest now. Listen, Michelle,
It did. It
get
did.
off our
Listen,
podcast.
don't do that because you know I'm a crybaby, but I'm a thug, so I'm
Listen,
not gonna cry on this Facebook.
but here it is. If Michelle had a mic, honey, Michelle be done sung us down, and
Right.
then we'd be done on the show. Like,
Bring her
no,
on.
you're not gonna come on here and wreck the show, Michelle.
Not today.
Listen, not today. So, describe the day you decided to move in the season. Hold on. Describe the day. So, that mental state you were in that day, that you decided to move in the season and transition to working your family's business. So I'm back in South Carolina. You accepted, I'm going to work for my family's business. Where were you mentally? How did you feel? I want all of that.
I was actually extremely excited to work. So I sat down with my mom, my dad, my sister, and I said to them when I left the DMV, I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to go back to corporate America. Um, and so I asked them, hey, I don't really know this area, but how would you all feel if I came and worked with you all and help work with like marketing and public relations or something? And they were ecstatic, and that turned into the whole renovation of the store. It's something I had never done before. I mean, I'm laying tile and nailing and stuff. I don't do that. So like, no, I don't do that.
We don't do
So
that. We
like
hire
that
people.
turned into the whole remodeling and then rebranding. And I've just been extremely passionate about the world knowing about our product and the world getting a chance to taste my mama cake is
Okay.
the way that I phrase it, you know. So yeah, like mentally extremely excited. And it was time for something new, a time for something different. We had already lost so much, so it was time to like kick it up a notch.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So now that you've made this decision to transition into this new
Yeah.
role, you're there, you're working. Now you go through the phase of comparing what you did versus what you're doing now. So, what are the things that you enjoy most about what you're doing now as opposed to what you've done in previous careers?
One thing that I love about what I'm doing now is I get a chance to really see my mom do what she does. Um, been around it all my life, but now having a different appreciation for the grind and the hustle and the long nights and early mornings, like, and I'm just amazed that this beautiful 60-ish something age woman moves through this kitchen the way that she does and every
Okay.
single time execute with perfection. Um, so that's one thing. I love the flexibility and the freedom. I love the fact of this is my family's legacy, and
Mhm.
I have a hand in making sure generations to come, 30 years from now, I want there to be a Cakes LaMo'r bakery, you know. Um, so yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I will say the one thing that I learned um, when my career with Merrill Lynch ended, I was always taught you will always work harder for yourself than you will for someone else. And I don't look at it as working harder. I feel like we work more smarter.
Passionately and
We
smarter.
move differently. We
Yeah,
understand our vision and our mission better. And so, therefore, we are able to invest more of ourselves spiritually and physically into what we
right,
consider to be our baby. Like, this is my
right,
baby. And it
right,
took you going away and coming and grabbing nuggets from others to bring that
right.
back to invest in your family's baby, your family's legacy, which is your legacy. And now, you know,
Yeah,
oof, don't get me
it had to
started.
happen that way.
Correct. Correct. As the fan of the season said,
G Town.
Marielle Johnson, that's my boo. Listen, I love me some Marielle. Legacies are what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
And I wish we as a people would get back into that because we always believed in having legacies. We always
Right.
believed in this is what I have is going to transition over to you. I don't know where the I had to work
Absolutely.
hard for. So you got no. We got Cassius on here, G Town.
G Town, baby.
Listen, G Town always be in the house. That's all I gotta say.
They
People
represent. I love it.
folks
I
need to
love it.
understand about the great metropolis of Gadsden, South Carolina, and
Okay.
all the great products that have come out of it. Come on, around the world.
We're amazing.
Listen, we run it. Folks don't understand.
We're amazing.
All right, so we're gonna move more. Is there anything else you would like to share before we move to the bakery about your transition, your mental health, your mental well-being, how you have felt in the season of transition? Personally,
um,
about you.
personally, therapy has been amazing for me.
Mm,
Been
say it one more
consistently in
time.
therapy. Therapy has been amazing for me. I love it. I'm excited to go to my therapy sessions. Like it's amazing. So therapy, the gym, is forcing me to another level of consistency. It's allowing me to deal with my traumas and my hurts and figure out how they're impacting who I am today and making sure that all of that stuff is gone so that I can be the best me I can be, the best authentic self, so that I can be a great leader to my staff at Cakes LaMo'r, so that like it's helping me evolve into just the better of who I'm supposed to be. Phenomenal. If you don't have a therapist, I definitely recommend it, especially for Black men because we don't share our feelings, we don't talk. I have never in my life been this open and transparent and talkative. So catch this while it's here because he's an introvert as soon as this camera's going on.
But see, you just opened up a door that
Let's
I was
go.
like, I hope he opens the door.
Let's
So
go.
with therapy,
Mhm.
when you leave, I just want to know, how do you feel when you walk out of the office or when you walk out of your therapy environment? How do you feel?
I feel free. It's so freeing. Um, I, I don't have I don't have the word. It's like it's literally like a weight being lifted off. It's literally like the 8-year old boy has a chance to finally breathe. You know, it's ready, it's an eagerness to tackle the next challenge. Like I'm one of those ones that, there's a meme that has like a file cabinet and it's a big envelope being trying to be stuffed into the file cabinet. I want to deal with 30 something years of trauma in an hour. but like
Hmm.
I'll leave empowered because I see the changes that are happening in my life. I see the growth. I see the maturity. People around me notice it. I'm lighter. I'm happier, and it's phenomenal. I strongly recommend.
Now, wow, because the reason why I wanted you to talk a little bit about it is because I need for people to understand the process and the feeling, because a lot of people are afraid to go to see a therapist. As I said last week, people look at therapists as a shrink. I'm crazy. There's something wrong with me. I'm broken. But when you go in, because I can speak all day about my therapy, but when you go in, is it you speaking most of the time, or is it your therapist speaking most of the time?
It's definitely me. It's literally this conversation that you and I are having right now.
And
That's
because
it. Yeah, it's like literally if anybody's watching that's having doubts about therapy or what the experience is like, just like you're sitting here watching Cintron and I have a conversation, that's really what it
so
is.
so I will share with people, I've done therapy, and
Mhm.
the one thing that I've learned is the therapist's job is not there to tell you what's wrong, to tell you how to fix
Absolutely not.
yourself, because you're not broken. The therapist is there to give you the breadcrumbs that you need for self-discovery, because you
It's
technically,
it's literally the breadcrumbs um to allowing yourself to trust yourself.
and that summed it up. That right there. Because folks need to understand, hey, I'm having a moment. Let me figure out what's going on. The therapist is not
Yep.
going to tell you what's going on. The therapist is going to give you the tools and the empowerment for you to speak life into yourself, and for you to learn to trust yourself, which will
Your
then get you
intuition, your spirit, your gut, your body, your mental, your emotions, they give you the signs. And what we do is we go back and for
to.
example, I was going through something and I kept telling myself, like, well, maybe what I'm feeling is wrong, or maybe what I'm
Mhm,
feeling is off. Why do I
mhm,
feel this way?
mhm.
Maybe I'm self-sabotaging. Maybe I just need to, let go and just give things a chance or something or whatever. But it was like my body and my spirit was saying, like, this is no, 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 no. I'm telling
L-
you, tap, 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 no. And it wasn't until I came to the conclusion, like, yeah, this is not it. I was like,
Freedom. And
yep.
that, my friend, summed it up. So if anyone's watching, and I know I'm about to make this announcement because I say it every week, guys, even if your employer does not pay for therapy, find a therapist. If you don't even feel
Yep.
comfortable going into an office due to COVID, there are a plethora
They offer virtual.
of
It's several
virtual,
options. If
one that comes
finances is
to
an issue, many of them offer financial assistance. And
correct.
so, yes,
Do it. It's an investment in you. And a lot of people don't understand you have
big
to
that's
invest in
investment.
yourself first before you can even invest in anyone else or do anything else in life. You have to invest in you. My
Yeah.
God. Latasha
Yep.
Myers said, G Town is big. That's what she was saying. G Town is big. I'm in Florida, and I tell them they don't understand.
It
They don't
is.
understand.
It sure is.
Folks
Let's
better
not talk
get
about
with
the
it.
hot dogs and
I mean, we Eastover had their parade. We need a G Town parade. I'm just saying.
listen. They had a Christmas situation, the lighting of the Christmas tree
Listen, we need
by
to
the
have a
post
real.
office.
We're gonna have to get the Christmas situation big. All these people that gonna come out of G Town. My
Right.
cousin said, I'm going. My cousin Jessica said, I'm gonna have to on my next trip have to make a trip to the
Oh, it's
bakery.
Jessica. Hey, sweetheart.
Listen,
I love her.
um, Michelle said we need to hear this. It is still helping me.
Oh,
Therapy.
I'm
Listen,
happy. That
but
makes me happy.
but what Michelle don't understand is Michelle, her ministry itself is therapy. Like,
She has I've known Michelle since I was like literally a kid. One of the sweetest and funniest and most sincere and consistent
authentic.
people you will ever meet. And when she sings, it's like, ooh, like it. she has always been that girl.
She's that girl.
Always.
A true. She has it's a lot of people who we know carry a mantle of ministry and therapy in their craft. And Michelle is definitely one. Even Nadia, when Nadia sings,
Nadia's amazing.
Nadia, I think she finds her therapy and emancipation through her ministry of song. And it's like when you meet people like Nadia, when you meet people like Michelle, you're like, these people carry a ministry inside that touches so many others. And then it's like they're pouring out, but we also have to make sure that people are pouring in and that they are getting what they're needing too, because they'll get depleted because we sucking so much out of them. Because I can listen to both of them sing all day and be like, okay, I'm good. And I'm like, okay, now I gotta make sure my sisters are taken care of.
Make sure she all right.
Make sure we pouring back into them. All right, we're gonna slide on into this bakery. We about to slide on into Cakes LaMo'r.
Let's get it.
Bakery.
Yay.
Because I need for everybody to understand. Don't sleep on Cakes LaMo'r Bakery. So tell us about the bakery. Tell us what your mom's vision was or is for the bakery and how you've picked up that mantle and you're taking it to the next level.
So you've known me since we were babies.
Forever.
So you know, my mom and dad started the company out of our home many years ago. The original name of the company was Sweet Temptations Bakery.
Okay.
So that they moved from the home to a physical location in Columbia. After a few years, we decided to kind of rebrand, and so we're now Cakes LaMo'r. The name LaMo'r is, a lot of people to my, we call it Cakes Lamar. It's not my name. It's not me. So I have a younger sister, Christy, who is amazing, beautiful, successful Black woman that helps me at the bakery. So she, my niece, my sister's daughter, her name is LaMo'r, so she's kind of named after a spinoff me, but the name means love. So my mom's vision for the bakery, like, my mom is super humble, super low key. Her thing was, I just like to bake. I just like to bake. And so to kind of see where the company is going now, I think it's kind of beyond her wildest dreams a little bit. I don't think that the things that we've been able to do in this short period of time, because we've only been under Cakes LaMo'r, we've only been in existence about 2.5 years.
Okay.
But for the way that the business is growing in this past year, it's really breathtaking. And I don't think that she always comprehends, like, wow, this, like, people are asking for my product, and I'm like, yes, girl, like, you did that. Like, this is your stuff, and the world wants it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Do you? How can I say this? At this point, and this is just me, I'm an outsider.
Okay.
I'm not inside.
Okay.
But I'm looking at this as, you know, when we were growing up, we used to get those boxes of puzzles, 500-piece puzzle, 1,000-piece puzzle. And you will put that whole puzzle together, but there will always be one piece missing. You're like, where is it? I gotta find it. And that one piece is always missing. And you look for it and you look for it until you find it. But when you find it, you're like, I found it. There it is right there. Yeah. When you put that final piece in there and that puzzle comes together and you sit and look at all you just worked on for how many ever hours or days it took you to put it together, you feel complete. So for me, from the outside looking in, I feel like it's complete now. Your parents had to, or the bakery itself had to go through its transitions. It was being put together. And you were on your side use that puzzle piece that was out there missing. Now you've come in to add the final component that needed to be there.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Now this puzzle is like, baby, we about to put this up in the Louvre in Paris.
We got to get it. I wholeheartedly agree. You know, 3 years ago, you couldn't have told me that. But now that I'm here and now that I'm in it, it's really mind blowing the way that things are happening. Like I don't know the restaurant business. I don't decorate. I don't bake. So I've literally walked into something that I know nothing about. And people really would not know that. People wouldn't know that I don't know what I'm doing. I say all the time, I don't know what I'm doing, but whatever I'm doing is working. And when I look at, so after first started our business, right after we opened this Cakes LaMo'r, we were not able to kind of bring our clientele with us at the time. So we opened this Cakes LaMo'r, then the pandemic hit. So that really shut business down um, significantly.
Mhm.
And so after moving back, right after the pandemic started to lighten up a little bit, I moved back and it's been on the go since then. Like as long as my mom has been baking, she's never like we never shipped cakes anywhere. And now we've shipped cakes to New Mexico and Texas and California and Arkansas. Like who in the world like we don't who in the world are these people that are asking for this product? But they're seeing it and they're hearing it and they're talking about it and people are loving it.
Mhm.
And that those are things that we've never done before. We're now in like 6 different locations
Let them
throughout South
know.
Carolina.
He gonna
We're at
brag
the
on it.
Columbia Airport. Listen, I got to put it out there. So when y'all go to Columbia Airport, Columbia Metropolitan Airport, go to the concession stand and purchase Cakes LaMo'r. We're in Charleston and Goose Creek. We're so many things have happened, man. It's really insane.
So, with you saying with the expansion and the growing, describe for everybody so they can understand a typical work week uh, for you. Or if that's too much, bring it down to a day.
Woo!
Even bring it down to an hour if that's too
Listen,
much.
so we're a small staff.
Okay.
We're a small bakery. So the now that I'm in it and in the kitchen, I don't see how they do this. Like it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. It's um super early mornings. Like our cinnamon LaMo'r buns have become really popular. So on the days that we do our cinnamon rolls, we were doing like a Sunday fun day kind of thing. On those days, we generally will get in the bakery at like my mom and her sisters will get there at like sometimes 3 or 4 in the morning
Mhm.
to start the day. And oftentimes we don't get a chance to leave until sometimes 6:37 at night. It's um it's a lot of long nights. My parents have like had to go and lay in the car to take a nap sometimes to kind of switch off. Being on your feet all day and hurting, and then have to put on the happy face with the customers to make sure that everybody gets an excellent experience. Working hard to make sure that every cake remains the same consistency and same texture, and that the customers are going to be satisfied. It is a lot. It's very, very long days, super late nights, holidays. For quite a few years, we didn't celebrate like Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day. Our family decided to like celebrate on Saturday after because constantly baking. It
Mhm.
was it's tiring. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of
But
work.
I will say, with you transitioning or the puzzle being completed, all the you let the people know. You said earlier, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's working." It's because the
Yeah,
resources are coming to you. Everything that
yeah,
you need to make everything that you need for this global, let me say this international expansion
absolutely.
is coming to you. Resources are coming to you. People are coming to you saying, "Hey, this is what I do. How can I invest in you? How can I pour into you?" And
When
it's
I
only
say to
because you're
you,
moved in Europe.
it is overwhelming the level of support, genuine support from people that I've admired over the years. From it's insane. It's
Listen,
insane.
people's I always tell folks when it comes to like I like to do voiceovers. I want to do more voiceovers. I want to do more work.
Mhm.
And people always come up to me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, your voice is amazing. You should do this, you should do that, blah 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 blah." And I always would get you should do, you should do, you should do. And people who are in the industry, let me be clear. People who are in the voiceover industry will always come up to me and be like, "Oh my gosh, you're great. You should do voiceovers." Well, you do them. Why
Mhm.
don't you help me? None of them would
Right.
help. This one day, this white guy came up to me and he was like, "I just heard your voice. I used to work in broadcasting. You need to email these people and they will take care of you. He was like, I will take care of you. I will help you out.
Mm.
Another one of my coworkers, her husband and I, we chatted about things that he's done. And where I'm going with this is a lot of people feel like if I help you, you're going to take away from me. You're going to take
And
away from my. No, there's enough out here for
I really
all
pray
of us.
I really pray that we get past that mentality. Um, because for example, um, a good friend of mine, Chef Corey Jameson, that lives in DC. He's the owner and founder of Urban Chef's Table. The guy is absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
He's a former pastry chef, kind of now doing his own thing, private dining. So when I got ready to move back to South Carolina, and I was telling him kind of what I wanted to see happen with the bakery, um, right before I moved back, I had actually baked a pound cake, and I did not bake like that. So I baked a pound cake, and he had some. He was like, "Oh my God, whose recipe is this? Where did this come from? I've never tasted pound cake like this before." So when I started moving, got ready to move back, like I've called and asked questions, and even our vegan, he's shared recipes with me. Our vegan cupcakes, he shared with me, just simply by asking. There are genuine people out there that really want to see you succeed and grow.
Mhm.
And then further on, he kept saying like, "I want to come and see your family's bakery. I want to come and help. I just want to come and be a blessing." And literally this past weekend, I had our first in-service training weekend. So that was kind of the weekend we put some policies and procedures in place, and we talked about the vision of Cake Stormer Bakery and where we're going. And then we had some instructors kind of come in and share with us. So I was able to bring my friend Chef Corey from DC. He came in Friday, work with the staff in the kitchen. We created new recipes and new product, which
Mhm.
are absolutely divine. In addition to that, another amazing baker in the area. who- so so when I moved back, like I didn't really follow cake pages and stuff. So I moved back, and you know how social media be listening to you. So now all these cake pages are popping up,
Mhm.
and I see this work from this guy, and I'm like, whose cake is this? Like, who does this? Um, like the attention to detail, the creativity, the perfection. It's absolutely insane. So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, and he's a black man. Wait, and he's from Sumter. Like, who does this kind of work in Columbia? His name is Desmond Pringle, the Desmond Pringle, owner and founder of Gardenia's Custom Cakes.
Baby, don't get me
Had
started
never,
on Desmond. Don't get me started.
but let me tell you how things work. Like you have to be willing to ask. And I do believe that when you pray, I'm intentional when I walk into the store every single day, whether it's when we're open, if I just stop by to dump the trash, I'm intentional about my prayer for my company and for our company. God, send people, send resources, send people that are genuinely invested in wanting to see us grow. And when I say God has been doing it, so this weekend, Chef Corey Jameson came to our bakery, and we had an opportunity to experience Chef Desmond Pringle. He came to our store on Sunday and talked to the staff about branding and about attention to detail. And then we went in the kitchen and we decorated some. So our bakery is a buttercream bakery. We don't really use fondant quite a bit, but the team is excited about learning. And I called him and I was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about planning some stuff for the bakery. Would you come?" And he was like, "Absolutely." And he literally came and imparted into us for about 3 hours a wealth of knowledge, so much to the point my mom has been baking all her life. She never really played around with fondant cakes and stuff like that. And she was like, you know, she was kind of skeptical about jumping in and kind of playing around with us in the kitchen. And when she did, she said to me last night, she was like, "Yo, I had an amazing time. Like this experience has given me my passion back and has prompted something in me. And I'm excited about doing fondant cakes." Like she was like, "I'm gonna show y'all up." Desmond then came and got me started. So I'm gonna wait and find a weekend and I'm gonna decorate my own cake. And when y'all come back Tuesday, I'm gonna make y'all gag. You know? But like to see the excitement in her, and it was simply because we asked. We never know the resources that are out there and people that are watching you and that are genuinely seeing your grind. Now, there are some people, you have to be careful because there are some people that want to connect to you just for what you have to offer. There's some people that are trying to manipulate you just to get the nuggets to take back to their stuff. But I do believe when you're intentional about your prayers and manifesting genuine relationships, that God will put those people in your life And it literally happened for me this weekend. And
Mhm.
I am still speechless about the experience.
Listen, when we spoke about this weekend and what was going to happen, and you told me he was coming, I was like, nah, I always tell him, I say he is the cake boss to the universe. That man,
Man,
the first time I had the first time I was in the presence of his masterpiece was at my cousin's wedding. And I looked at the cake and I said, oh, some cuz real shishi. And I looked at that cake and then I looked at the different flavors. I said, oh, who made this cake? So I looked him up. When I looked him up and I saw his cakes, I was like, who is this man? I was like, she must have got this cake shipped in. When I found out he was in Colombia and then he's black, I said, oh
right. I'm like,
no.
there's somebody in this industry that looks like me. And it's important for me because of the fact that I do have such passion and vision for what I want to see happen with our company. It was important for me. It's important for me to find somebody to glean from. Um, and I'm thankful I reached out. No hesitation, super humble. I know
Mm,
there are a lot of times when people look at your work and they think that you operate at a certain caliber, people are intimidated or whatever the case may be, but you will be surprised at some of the
mm,
most humble people you will come across. I mean, a wealth of knowledge, absolutely passionate about like technique, not just showing
mhm.
you what to do to get you to a certain level, but really wants to impart in you to understand why you do the chemistry behind what we do, the passion and love and attention, like phenomenal.
Well, the goal is to have. Well, he got. My goal was to have both of you on tonight, but then I was like, no,
I
this
know,
is
and I was so
perfect.
excited.
But I was like, this is perfect to have you separately because having both of y'all, this would be a 2-hour show
I'm
because
here
we
for
already at the 1 hour
it.
mark. He
Oh
is
my
amazing.
God, that came so quick.
We gonna get. I'm gonna get to him. He'll be on a later show. This show tonight is about you and Cakes
Yeah.
Lamar, but it goes back to the universe delivering to you the resources and the tools that you need to be successful. Regardless of how you feel you're navigating through this current season in your life, the universe is always going to deliver to you what you
Absolutely.
need when you need it. And you're getting everything you need. For your mom to sit back and that spark hit her, that that is a feeling that is undescribable. It's a feeling that you can't.
Because I've watched her almost lose her passion. You
Mhm.
know, I've watched her kind of wonder, God, are you going to do it? Is it going to turn around?
Mhm.
And so to do something that I don't know that other companies really do, and that's bring somebody who's in the same industry, some people that are in the same industry doing what you do, bring them into your store to see how you may be operating chaotically or how you're not operating correctly, but say, let me show you. It's okay to ask for help, but to be open to receive and to watch. I wish I could describe to you the smile on her face when she looked at me and said, I so needed that.
Listen, it's gonna be
Ah,
people are gonna
ah,
taste it when they start coming to your bakery and ordering. So I just need you to
that's
know,
crazy.
go ahead and get y'all website ready
Sorry.
because these online no baby,
It's
don't be
coming,
apologizing.
man.
No, listen, that what you're feeling is called passion. That what you're feeling is called walking in your gift and recognizing where you're
Ah,
supposed to be. That's what
can't
you
believe
are
I'm doing
feeling.
this online.
Listen, it's
Ah,
okay because the
yeah,
people need to feel it. The people
but
need to
it's
connect. And I told you that. I said I need the
yeah.
people to connect because when people connect and they feel you spiritually,
Ah,
I'm telling you, folks will legit listen. Everything is coming. Let me get in these comments real quick because people was
what
posting
the
and I
people
was like,
saying?
the people was posting and we was talking. We
Ah,
got
okay.
let's see. Michelle said, yes, sir. Trust yourself. Love it. Latasha Myers, mind over spirit. Hey Tamara, I gotta have her back on my show because I had her on my show before she got married. She wrote a book called "Oh My God, Please Don't Judge Me, Please Don't Judge Me, Girl." I see it. I see the book in my face right now. The Oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me because I have it. I literally. Oh my gosh, it's a love journal.
Tell her, type it in the comments so
She's
that everybody
amazing.
can see.
But before she manifested love, and now she's married. So I want to have her and her husband on my show because I had her on my show before she got married. Now I need to do a follow-up. Now that you're married,
gotta hear about this love thing.
Listen, let these people know. I love a challenge.
The people want to know.
Is it I love a challenge journal? It's something to that effect. But either way, she'll put it in the comments. Desmond. Why am I saying Desmond? Desi Corley said Michelle is a beast and so genuine. Listen, folks don't understand. Michelle, girl, the universe must be trying to tell you something. I don't know what you're going through, but the universe
that's a lot of affirmation and positivity tonight. Saying something.
The universe is sending her all kinds of messages. So Michelle, you better receive whatever it is you was asking for. It is coming tonight. Nadia, she said, Michelle said Nadia is a beast. Listen, can you imagine a concert? You, Michelle, Nadia, and a few other people from South.
Baby, that would be something.
Wouldn't even make it through the first 30 minutes. Everybody be laid out. I'm just saying. Brian Ely, again, here you go. Hot Mess Express. Cakes be looking moist. Now, Brian, we're talking about real cakes here. We're going to leave that
real cakes we are.
My cousin said Eastover Parade was hot and entertaining.
Okay, and entertaining, baby.
Listen, we're gonna have the G-Town Christmas function. That needs to come up. Only God.
We got to do
Reggie. Reggie came on. My brothers. We love
Hey, Reggie.
Reggie's
he's a great guy. Such a great guy.
Here go Michelle. You better minister. Come on now. Listen. This is your word for the night, okay? Elder Gunter said, that crazy. Final piece. So he's talking about when we was talking about the puzzle piece. That final piece.
Yep.
People bear your gift
Gunter.
will
he's
make
such a great guy.
Room. Your gift will make room. I need for people to really understand.
I receive it.
So, like when you was talking about like the people who contact you or try to be around you because of what you have to try to go back and do what they have to do. I have a young lady that I know. She struggles with that. People always attach to her for what she has and her craft and her knowledge, and then they leave her and they go and do their own thing. And I told her 2 weeks ago, I said, listen, take that as a compliment because no one can ever duplicate you. No one.
They can't.
No one can duplicate you. They can try to copy.
The same love and passion is not going to be transferred.
They can try to copy and mimic, and you may even see them getting opportunities. You may have a moment in which you're not moving the way they're moving, but I promise you, it's temporary for them. It's forever for you. So I tell people, let folks go and connect with Cintron, learn from Cintron, because I take that as a compliment. Do you ship? Yes, they ship.
We do ship. Yes, we ship certain items. We can ship pound cakes. We can ship cake slices. We can ship LaMo'r buns. So we're working on a lot of good stuff. So yes, please call the bakery or hit me up. We'll make it happen.
I will have all of the information for the bakery on the website. I'll even have a hyperlink to the website, to their website, so that you can buy, order, because you all need to be loading them up. Order as much as you can. Marielle's in New Rochelle, New York, and she said, pass that number, Cintron. Don't worry. I got my family.
I would love for you to try our product.
Listen, let me tell you. Now, Marielle's a Delta. All she gotta do is share with her sorors. You know they'll load you up, shipping everything to New York.
We love everything
to New York. Tuckertown is watching. Keep up the good work. Listen, that's my home. That's my family. Let's see. What's the next one? Everything is going to be okay. Love it.
Oh, that's my boy, Chef Corey. Oh, it's cousin Jason. Hey guys, thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes, thank you guys. What Michelle said, receive it, Lamar Wilson, receive it. Let's see. There's so many comments. I want to make sure I get some good ones before I ask you this final question before we move on. What it says, I would like to taste some of this goodness I'm hearing about. I need my birthday cake shipped. Girl, you ain't saying nothing but
we can figure something out.
Okay. Hey, y'all. Love this conversation. Hey, Drika.
Hey, Drika. I love her. Listen, Travis, what's up, dude?
Blessings are pouring out. Yes, they
are. That's my cousin. That's my brother.
Thanks, man.
They are.
Get it right. Here go Michelle. You better praise him, Michelle. Listen, it's sad coming back to South Carolina. Girl, it is sad, but when we get there, we make it work. Because it's some
we
stuff in
making it
South
work.
Carolina. We don't sleep on South Carolina. Yes, God. Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany. Oh, she's such a sweetheart.
Listen, we went to college together.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I met Tiffany back at Palmetto Health when I was working there years back.
Yes, I remember. Here go.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, these connections are here for a reason. You was traveling for it. You was in them environments for a reason. Look at Cakes LaMo'r.
Absolutely.
So here's my final question.
All right.
Because we are at that 1 hour and 10-minute mark, and I don't like to keep the people on because they start fading out. They be like, "Baby,
right,
this interview getting long," but it's hot though. It's hot. So, where do you see yourself going over the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you envision yourself personally, and then where do you see the bakery going over the next 5 to 10 years?
Personally, I believe I definitely know I'm locked into the bakery. So whatever my next transition or place of living or residence is going to be, it's going to be because there's another store opening.
Okay.
Don't know how it's going to happen. I'm manifesting it. It's going to happen. So yeah, so I would love to see Cakes LaMo'r kind of expand and add some new like we're expanding and adding new items. And I'm another store in Columbia. I desire to have a store maybe in Charleston, on a cobblestone street. Charlotte is on my heart. So yeah, I'm just excited to see our current business kind of restructure and blossom to the level that we know that we can. It's an amazing product. Lots of love put into it, and for it to be kind of shared around the world. Like I said, my goal is for the next 30 years that if somebody ever asks the question, I wonder what cake tasted like in the early 1990s, they can say, go buy Cakes LaMo'r, because their recipe has always been consistent. And, we're kind of a little bit here and there. So expansion, growth, we'll just wait and see what happens.
Michelle Gilmore said, enlarge his territory. Listen, Michelle, we receive it. We receive it. Listen, there in the comments, what's the link? The kids are like ready. So we don't
yet have a website, but you can call the bakery 803-569-6500, and I'll be more than happy to get your order and details, and we'll ship. Website will be coming in 2020. All things happen in time. We gotta get some things in order, but it's going to be amazing, and I can't wait.
And all of the information for the bakery will be on the web on salad-in-fries tomorrow. See, I have to be realistic, because
we're on Instagram and Facebook, Cakes LaMo'r, LaMo'r Bakery, on Facebook and Instagram. So check us out.
Sweet. Make sure you all are loading them up with orders. Tell your friends, tell your family. Cakes LaMo'r in Columbia, South Carolina. Got what you need. They are here. They put passion in their product. If you want to know what real cake tastes like, contact Cakes LaMo'r.
Come check us out.
Well, I have enjoyed having you on today.
Thank you. Super dope.
How do you feel?
I'm great. Okay. I've been happy. My anxiety was like, oh my God, the people gonna be watching what I'm gonna say. So yeah.
But like I told you, everybody they're afraid to come on my show because they be like, I don't know what you gonna ask, but I give everybody the question.
I'm usually not a talker, so like talking and having people watch, it's a big deal for me to do this. Yeah, it's a big deal.
Well, I appreciate you. I love you. And anytime you want to come on and talk about your products, if you want to do a demo in the bakery, if you want to even bring your mom on, you just let me know. We'll set it up. We'll tee it up. I
can't wait.
Because I need the people to see what's going on.
Especially after this new product launch. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
They need a behind the scenes. Well, sir, I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next go round. Hang out for a moment backstage. Don't leave. I'm going to bring you back on in a second when I log off, but I'm going to just make a few more comments. But hang out backstage. I'll see you shortly, okay?
Will do. Thank you. Have a
All right, guys. Tonight's interview was amazing. Like, you guys were in the comments, you all were interacting. Thank you so much for pouring into Cakes LaMo'r, pouring into Lamar. This has been a great show. As I started off today's show, I talked about I'm going to share some personal stuff. Today is like the 5-month window that a very close friend of mine committed suicide. And I want everyone to understand, which is why I enjoyed Lamar talking about therapy. People are dealing with depression, they're dealing with job loss, they're dealing with a lot of stuff. You just don't know what people are dealing with on a regular. And I just want everybody to understand that there is someone there that cares for you, that loves you, regardless of what you may see. People are here for you. There is, when my show ends, there's going to be the National Suicide Hotline number, which if you're feeling like you need to talk to someone, you need to talk to someone. You can always call 1-800-273-8255. Once again, you can contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. I want to thank you so much for tuning in to Salad and Fries tonight. We look forward to seeing you next week on January 31st, when we have none other Dr. Kendra Ham on. She's going to talk about her amazing books as well as life being a medical doctor. You do not want to miss next week's episode. We're also going to have some giveaways next week because she's a brilliant author. So please tune in. Bring your kids, because we are going to show some of her children's books, because she has a great line that you all would love to order for your kids. And there's going to be an opportunity to actually win some signed copies of this Black-owned children's books. Thank you so much for choosing Salad and Fries and watching Salad and Fries. Don't forget to like, love, share, and make sure you continue to promote Salad and Fries. That's www.salad-in-fries. And we'll see you next week, January 31st at 7 p.m. at Salad and Fries.